Hello friends, welcome back. Now recently I reviewed Elton John's 1992 album The One. I gave my track by track marks as usual. I invited your comments and plenty of them came in. So I'm just going to give a brief roundup now of what you said and add some reactions of my own. Generally speaking, I would say the views on this album are positive. Most people like it. Some people think it's very good. But also a common comment is to do with the production. Now, I commented on the way the drum programming sounds throughout this CD, and it can be a little bit over the top, bordering on the irritating. And one suggestion that we've been discussing online is whether this could possibly be remastered with that drumming perhaps just pushed a little bit further back on the mix, because there are some good songs here. There's some powerful lyrics from Bernie Taupin, and this could easily have a sort of new life as an album. Anyway, let's go to the comments now. Now, 007 thinks this is a brilliant album, and certainly back in the 90s was 007's favourite album. And they've sent in some very high marks for some of the tracks. Simple Life 8.5, The One getting 10, well, I gave that 9. Sweat It Out getting 7.5, Runaway Train getting 10. So you can see some high marks coming in there, and really consistently through there, everything's getting sort of 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. Now, one of the tracks that's drawn a lot of comments is Sweat It Out. And I must admit, when the album came out originally, I didn't like this one. I didn't like the touch of the voice. I didn't really like what it was saying. But having reappraised that and listened to it more recently, I do like that track more and more, and especially the excellent piano solo that Elton does on this one. So if you haven't heard that recently, maybe give it another listen and see what you think. Scooter Boy, for instance, says that he thinks Sweat It Out is brilliant, and he loves everything about the whole of The One, but Sweat It Out is his favourite track on the album. Also liking Understanding Women and Emily. Now, Mark has sent in his marks for this album. Starting off with 6 for Simple Life, 9 for The One, and maybe a 9 for Sweat It Out. So those are getting some quality marks consistently from viewers. Whitewash County's getting an 8. Then it dips a little bit. It dipped a bit for me there, The North and When a Woman Doesn't Want You. He's giving them 5 and 4. Emily, 6. Dark Street starting to pick up again. And then, of course, we've got the last song, which he gives an 8. Generally positive, perhaps the first side stronger than the second side. Now, Chris has written in, echoing the comments, says great songwriting and energy, and Elton's voice is clear and powerful. Yes, he's on very good vocal form here, isn't he? However, Chris says the production is too much, particularly the drum machine, that ruins the enjoyment for me. And that's a shame, isn't it? And he's saying something like Whitewash County would be a borderline classic with a more organic sound. Yeah, couldn't we get back in the into the mixing studio and have another look at these tapes? Because there's probably enough there, isn't there, to give a slightly different feel to the whole thing. Or could that drum programming be stripped off and a different sort of drumming be put in? I don't know. I don't understand the technicality of these things. But I reckon some good songs here could get another airing. Now, Barry says simply he loves that album. Fair enough. Thanks, Barry. Mr. Quayle reckons there's 2 10 out of 10 tracks on this one. I reckon that's probably going to be The One and the last song, although Mr. Quayle doesn't say, but I'm guessing that would probably be. Now, Dirk says that he struggled to listen to this album beyond the first tracks, mostly because of the production. And he's wondering if I like the last song because there's no drumming on it. Well, that may well be the reason, although it is a fine example of excellent lyrics and excellent songwriting from Elton, and a very good performance as well. Some people criticise it for being a bit too, a bit too emotional, a bit too schmaltzy, maybe too much pathos. I don't know, but I think it hits just the right place. That one, it's a powerful song and lyric from Bernie there. Now, Mario thinks that The One is an okay album, some great songs, but again, the drum sound makes it lose some points. He picks out the piano solo and Sweat It Out. Yes, very good point there. He thinks it's brilliant. And he would have liked more sort of solos for piano solos like this on the album from Elton. Yes, why doesn't he do more of these, more piano breaks we could do with these? Because they sound so good in the context of these songs, don't they? And he says the one and the last song are one of the best songs of his entire catalogue. Well, I would agree with you on that one. Now, Davey says he's listened to the songs again and largely agrees with my scores, except for the 10 I awarded to the last song. He'd have given it 8. Well, it's still a very good mark. He agrees about the drumming. So lots of comments coming in about that, including some thoughts on the song The North. I pointed out the lyrics here are quite obscure. We're not sure exactly what is meant by the North. It's a metaphor for something, isn't it? And it may be to do with bad things that have happened in Elton's life. It may be a geographical reference. So he says he thinks North might be like a god or a higher power. Anyway, we don't know. And these songs are deliberately left open for interpretation, aren't they? So that's a few of your comments. Keep them coming in if you've got any favourite songs on the album. The other sort of point about it was the contrast between some of the serious lyrics and the type of setting that Elton gave them. Again, not necessarily something that's bad, because you can have powerful, perhaps serious lyrics with a sort of more upbeat song. I mean, that can happen, can't it? Although I would like to have seen some of those tracks on the second side, particularly on Dark Street and Emily, have a kind of setting more like maybe 60 years on, maybe Talking Old Soldiers, maybe Goodbye, those sort of settings, and I think that would have given it a really powerful second side. It's okay as it is, but maybe that could have improved it even more. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep listening, more reviews coming soon. Don't forget, we're still standing.